Alright, like, comment, subscribes. SJW Live, your boy Novar FLIP in the building. This one is one more from Paul Thorpe. I've literally gone in on Paul Thorpe today, yeah. I think this is the fourth I've done. Far right thugs plan a weekend of action. Woke news. Yeah, so this is going to be a news report about far right thugs and what they're planning. Let's see how messed up what they're planning is, because he's obviously supporting it and he's calling it woke news. As I will always say, woke is a cultural term, a black cultural term, to mean to be awake to racism and white supremacy. So using the word woke in a negative, like this is being done, how the white right wing have appropriated that word, is an act of severe racism.
Good evening, and here is the news. Police across the country are warning that far-right activist groups are planning a weekend of disturbances. On Saturday, a number of 1930s Nazi Germany-style rallies are going ahead at venues called football stadiums, where far-right, fascist, bigoted thugs will drink beer and sing the names of players from all different races, creeds, colours and religions before celebrating or commiserating with a Turkish kebab. On Sunday, a planned speech in Brighton by a fascist far-right Christian preacher has been postponed by Sussex Police after a member of the public reported being offended ahead of the event. A police spokesperson said a potential...
Obviously, this is a whole joke, but I don't know if there's some kind of truth behind it. If there is actually a Christian speaker who's been postponed, what was that other guy saying, that we can't criticise Christians ever? Well, there you go.
Hate crime has been identified, and 17 armed officers along with specially trained units attended the home of a local vicar who has since been removed from his post and is currently undergoing re-education and specialist psychiatric treatment in a unit at Broadmoor. Authorities have also issued a warning to owners of curry restaurants across the nation after reports that members of the bigoted fascist far-right may look to infiltrate their establishments over the weekend, posing as something called customers. Owners have been told that part of this bigoted far-right plan is to eat, drink and spend money in their businesses while suspiciously...
Yo, this is hilarious. This is the first video of his since his old watch content I've enjoyed. I actually don't quite get the humour from his side, right? Like, I kind of do, but it's like, he's also highlighting how stupid it is that these people are actually racist, but yet going, actually, and they're anti-immigration, but yet they go and frequent so many businesses and eat places and that are created by and cuisines of immigration, right? It's like he's trying to make it out like actually we're cool with them and we support them, innit? When it's actually like, nah, you're racist. It's mental that you still go there. Do you know what I'm saying? Like he's tried to flip the narrative on a commonly said thing that is so stupid that these lot actually talk about British culture, but they do all the... Actually, British culture, and this is our side of it, British culture is brilliant because we have all of this like multicultural stuff that has been interwoven into British society. Immigration made British culture great.
Leaving quietly to go home. Newly appointed police while suspiciously leaving quietly to go home. Newly appointed police spokesperson Usama Grin Barton said...
Police spokesperson? Nah, yo, Paul, just do comedy, man. Switch it up.
We believe that some of these people may have been a part of a terrorist threat in London earlier this month, where an organised group of bigoted far-right activists brought a London phone box to a complete standstill, waving Union Jacks. 4 people have been arrested under the Prevention of Terrorism Act and are currently in police custody. In other news, police officials have warned local shopkeepers to close up and shutter their windows in Notting Hill, West London, after retired local cleaner Mavis Smith was overheard at the Derby and Joan Club telling others that the face of London had changed over the years and that things aren't the same as they used to be. Mavis has been banned for life from the club and her state pension has now been revoked, and as part of her re-education to correct her thinking, Mavis's hip operation has been put back 17 years and should now take place somewhere around their 114th birthday. Meanwhile,
Yo, Paul Thorpe just won me back, man. I might resubscribe. The fun, he doesn't realise how funny this is on the other side, man. Because it's like, he's mocking the fact that there's kickback to their racism. But actually, they're not being punished. Yeah, they're actually allowed, like, none of this happens. They get allowed to continue with their racism all they want. Yeah, and any of the actual kickback is minor. So it's just hilarious that he's so fragile that the little old me complaining on YouTube is about as far as it gets to anything going against him really. Do you know what I mean? So for him to make this kind of level of crying about it, it's absolutely hilarious. But it's a good sketch all the same.
in Rotherham, police attending the scene of a violent assault on a young lady were swiftly diverted to a more serious incident after Alfie Thomas from Rotherham posted on Twitter that he was considering voting for reform. A police statement said, "We believe this to be an isolated incident and there is no cause for concern to the wider community. We have spoken to Mr Thomas, who is clearly a bigoted member of the fascist far right, but he has peacefully agreed to check his thinking in future before using social media." Meanwhile, Mr Thomas has logged yet another official complaint with South Yorkshire Police relating to the mysterious disappearance of his 13-year-old daughter. The police responded quickly to the complaint first made in 2017, saying, "Well, we're very busy at the moment and we haven't yet had the chance to look for her." Lucy was last seen getting into a local taxi with two men described as being middle-aged, definitely very, very white, heavily tanned, with long beards. Police are investigating a big...
There's some real shit going on there, obviously. Like, yeah, the police are they're not looking for missing people. They're not going after paedophiles. Even the white people here that he's talking about, who, I mean, I don't know if there's like there might actually be real stories to going on to this stuff he's talking about here, right? But you can almost guarantee that still his summary is not actually the same as what's really going on. But yeah,
far-right connection into her disappearance, and a local council official added that, "I don't know what all the fuss is about. Lucy probably consented in any case, and she's old enough to be married anyway." Finally, for this evening, some good news. 2 Metropolitan Police officers are to receive...
Old enough to... He's, again, trying to make a connection with consent and age to Islam, rather than actually white people are the main nonces who target children. Yeah, absolute nonsense.
The Met's highest bravery award for the close-up and unlawful tear-gassing of a man who was already in handcuffs and heavily restrained. Stephen Yaxley Lennon was apprehended by 37 Met police officers after being spotted acting suspiciously in a cafe where he was seen consuming sausage.
We know this one's real. We know this one's real, so they're probably all real on some level.
Egg, bacon and beans. Officer X and Officer D, who cannot be named for obvious security reasons, will receive the OBT from the Met's Commissioner after thinking on their feet to trump up a charge and ensure that they could arrest the man who is now suspected of being Adolf Hitler's long-lost nephew and possibly even responsible for the death of Bambi. That's it for today's news. Don't forget to remind your children to be utterly ashamed of themselves and that everyone else's culture is far more important than theirs.
Hey, that was jokes. Yo, shout out Paul Thorpe, man. If you just did that, if you just made videos like that, I would subscribe again. Yeah. Let me see that a week of just those. But yeah, it's hilarious because it's so stupid. It's so stupid that actually real criticisms and real things happening against the far right, which are not even major, like nothing major has happened to Tommy Robinson. He got arrested, whoop-de-doo, he got arrested again, whoop-de-doo, he walked free. Nothing will happen to him for his extreme racism and violence and inciting violence for years. Like, nothing really happens to him. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, he's been in jail. He's been in jail. He's committed crime and gone to jail. Yeah, I thought you're against crime, bro. I thought you're against crime. Yeah, only against crime when it's not white people. He's for white people. I wouldn't be surprised if he was an undercover criminal. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, it's just the fragility in having to make such a kind of humor against, and which is essentially an attack against the far right being held accountable in any way. Yeah, he can't handle the far right being held accountable in any way, so he has to brush it off as not being real. Yeah, that's hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. All right, man. Paul Thorpe, get out of here.